Chicken Rice Pod, we're back. Here with my temporary guest host, Ali Star.
What's good, guys?
And we got a special guest. We got Hailey. Hailey Bakos.
Hi.
Let's do a little intro to Hailey. I've known Hailey for like a little over a year, probably. We met through social media. Yeah. Like, what are your passions? Like, what do you like to do? Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
You go to the gym. How long you been lifting? Let them know.
Since I was like 19.
19.
Like, yeah.
Like a little 3 years?
Yeah.
That's dope. You work out at Iron.
Yeah.
On Revolution in Jersey.
What got you into the gym?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, bad mental health. So I got into the gym to I was like really down bad and I just needed something to like do. So I was like, let me just try the gym. Like I was into like working out from like dance and stuff. Just like, like cardio stuff and like just like whatever. And then I was like, I'm going to lift weights. I don't know. And then I just started it and then I loved it and fell in love with it. And
So
I just kept at it.
How long did you dance for? Because that probably led you into lifting.
My mom's a dance teacher.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I danced for like 8 years. She made me dance when I was younger. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Did it all. Ballet, tap, jazz.
Really?
Yeah.
No fucking
Had to do
way.
it all. Yeah.
Yeah, I danced for 15 years from 3 to 18. I went to like high school for dance and then I graduated and then I stopped dancing.
Shit. I feel like you never talk about that on like social media.
I know.
Probably
I
could.
know.
You could probably like be like, yo, dance.
Yeah.
I dance and shit. Do you still do it now like a little bit or no?
No,
Like
I
ballet
wish.
type shit? Like a little
I
fucking. I don't even know. What
What was your favorite?
I was like ballet.
Ballet?
And, like
Yeah.
contemporary. Yeah.
My mom
That was
taught
shit.
at Atlanta Ballet. Like she taught at Atlanta Ballet and all that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my
wow.
mom's favorite thing to do too.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
I can tell by the way you're sitting with your toes
Oh, my
pointed.
foot is like pointed.
Pointed. Yeah. You can tell. Yeah. So
I do that too.
well, that's like a dancer's
No, you
foot
go
thing.
like this.
yeah.
You like
Yeah,
go like
you
that.
go
You
like
crunch
that.
your toes. You gotta like sit like.
But like, I mean, you can just tell somebody that's been taught to point their feet and
Yes.
shit like that. Yeah, like people like that have dance. If they see me like do shit like that, like you can just tell I've done it before because
for
people
free though.
people can't even fucking like, dude. I teach a gymnastics class and I'll tell those kids every Thursday. I'll be like, point your toes, point your feet, and they do this.
Like,
They crumple their
yeah,
toes.
yeah.
I'm like, dude,
Oh,
no,
so
like that. Like,
it's a little like plantar flexion.
well, you're
action.
probably good at it too because of posing.
Yeah.
So you have to like. That's why posing comes easy to me is because I've danced before. Posing is just like ballet, basically.
I need to see you and me do like some like flow shit together. Like just like
I'd be down. We'd
That's
have
what
to
I'm saying,
choreograph
bro.
it though, because it has to work perfectly.
yeah, we gotta do it when we're both like shredded.
I'm getting there kind of now. I'm getting leaner because the calories have been low for so long.
You're still mini cutting, or is it not really a mini cut? It's like
Not
a
really a
cut.
mini. No, we just slowly started kind of adding calories in, but
I haven't seen your stories. You're posting up in the mirror. You got the fucking abs now.
yeah,
The visible abs.
yeah, right.
Love it. Love to see
I'm
it.
loving it too.
Oh yeah.
Until fucking 5 or 6 weeks from now when we push it again, and then I fucking get fat as shit.
Yeah.
I'll have abs for like 2 weeks out of this summer.
That's the worst. How are you with your food, Hailey? Because obviously you're a big vegan girl.
I'm sorry.
Is it a lot harder for you to like? I don't know how consistent you are with like eating and shit, but like how is it like a lot harder for you to like get protein in and like?
Yes.
Personally, I've been vegan for like 7 years, so it's not difficult for me.
Okay.
How do you get your protein goals? Mostly.
Lots of like tofu. A lot of like, which is gonna be like fucked, but like soy protein stuff and shit.
For a male, it's just not the best
Yeah.
approach.
I don't like being vegan.
Why are you vegan?
I went vegan. Actually, it was around the time of an eating disorder, not to get like whatever, but I got very like health conscious and like obsessed with like health when I was like before I turned like 16. So I was like 15, and I
Excuse me.
I watched like a ton of like documentaries and like videos on like veganism, all the propaganda shit, and then I was really restrictive with my diet at the time because I like had an eating disorder. So I was like, let me go vegan. And then I did, and I stuck to it. And now 7 years later, I'm still vegan because I'm too scared to go back. Like I'm too scared to reintroduce food.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's
I'm sorry.
So did you always grow up like Not to call you like skinny. But
Yeah, no,
are
I've
you, like,
always been
skinny or
very,
so? Okay.
yeah, I've always
Okay.
been very
Do you-
petite.
Do you have energy problems?
Energy problems?
Like, are you ever low on energy, like where you're tired?
No.
Consistently?
Dude, she's
Yeah.
like always up, bro. Like, you don't even understand, bro.
Just one of the main things for like vegans is usually that, because you don't get your full amino acid sequence of
Yeah.
proteins.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like the hardest part is because you probably gotta like.
Well, it's different for her. If it takes,
think so?
Yeah, bro. Her calorie goal is going to be a lot different than.
Oh yeah.
You know how hard it would be for you to hit your protein goal?
But in terms of like getting in all the essential amino acids, wouldn't you have to pull from different vegan protein sources to
You
hit
can't.
that?
You literally can't do it.
I thought you could if you take like because there's some.
No plant proteins have the complete amino acid sequence.
So then what
of
would
an
you have
animal
to?
protein.
You would have to like supplement with some shit or no?
You'd have to take a supplement, but that supplement would be derived of animal protein. So then you're not vegan.
Oh.
So then you're just essentially fucked.
No, I swore that if there's like some.
Name one plant protein that has the full amino acid sequence of
Well,
an animal protein.
I'm saying I don't think they have. I don't think it's the sequence. I think it's the separate like amino acids. So if you take
Well, I could take BCAAs, but
no, I'm saying if you take.
not BCAAs. I could take EAAs, and it would kind of be like that. But
Well, I'm pretty sure there isn't there. I don't know if I might be tripping.
there's
I just,
9
like, I just
essential
took-
amino acids.
Yeah, I know that. I'm saying I took nutrition, and if you take 2 like plant proteins, one might have like however many amino acids, but they're lacking in a few. But another one that's also from a plant source could have those amino acids, and then if you eat both of them and enough of them, then you have all of them. I could be tripping though, but I'm pretty sure.
There's certain ones that only occur in animal protein.
Oh yeah, probably.
And if you don't get all 9, then you are short of a full amino acid sequence, and then you're short of a building block of protein.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just hurting yourself in the long run. But again, she's not trying to be fucking jacked.
No texting during the podcast.
I wasn't texting.
So
I was actually looking up because the protein shake that I take, it has on the thing, it says all 9 essential amino acids. It says like on the side of it. And I was double checking if that was true or not.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Is like I think you could.
That I get.
Yeah, she has like these vegan protein shakes.
well, in theory, if the amino acid that they put in there occurs in an animal protein and they just have isolated it from the animal protein and then put it in there, that would mean that, in my mind, that would mean that it's not vegan.
I could see that argument though.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what. Yeah.
Well, that's like when, like,
Because if it doesn't naturally occur in like the property of what it already is, then it's not what it is. If that makes sense.
yeah.
We'll have to do some research after this pod to see.
It's like when people are like, oh, like sugar is not vegan. Like, you know, you see me eating Skittles because it's like, oh, sugar. Like you get like that sugar from like, I don't know what the fuck.
Artificial
like,
sweetener, fructose, high corn fructose.
which
True.
from like, yeah.
Well, you could
So
probably
it's
make
like
an
if you
argument
get really
for most
deep into
shit.
it, you're like, oh, technically going back to back where you get it from, it's like not vegan. But I don't really give a fuck.
You know, like technically, if you're eating plants, like a cow
You
eats
should
plants.
start eating meat.
I don't want to eat meat or chicken. I just want to
Eat fish.
I want to eat maybe fish, but I want to do
Eggs,
dairy
right?
and eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eggs are so fucking good.
I know. I used to love eggs. I'm just too scared of getting sick because I haven't had it in so long.
It's more so just take a probiotic. Your gut flora is just going to be your gut flora is probably already a little messed up from not having it,
Yeah.
right? So then if you introduce a like probiotic which has that flora already, it's going to like balance out your gut health and probably make it a little
Yeah.
bit easier for you to digest that food.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say before you even get into it, just like do some research on it, you know, because it's
Well, I know. I have to like slowly introduce.
Or just
yeah,
like-
that's like me.
Wake
with
up one
getting
morning and cook a motherfucking
I have
egg.
too much anxiety. I have anxiety.
Wake
It's
up and
fine.
cook that motherfucking egg, put some hot sauce on that bitch, eat that shit.
Yeah. Well, it's
You'll be like, damn, this shit is
is
fire. Yeah.
well, you've had eggs before, right?
Yeah.
you've
Yeah,
had
but
it.
imagine like, you know what I mean? Like you eat that bitch, or like you like scrambled or like over easy eggs.
like scrambled eggs.
Yeah, so make some scrambled cheesy
Or like
eggs.
my mom
you know,
would make
shit.
like the bread with the hole in it.
Like
and
egg
the
in a nest. Yeah, yeah.
That was
Fuck
fucking
it, shit.
good.
There you go.
Wait, you talking about the egg in a basket?
I call it egg in a nest, where you
Egg
put
in-
the piece of bread, you cut the hole
You
in
cut a
it.
little circle,
Yeah.
you put the egg in.
My dad called it egg in a nest.
egg in a basket.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
I
That
don't
was the
know.
greatest.
Well, that's a poor people meal, bro. I'll come home, we ain't have no food. My dad be like, we have an egg in the nest tonight.
Makes sense.
Toasted fucking eggs. Bet.
Fire.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Shit.
Poor people food too is like honey and butter on toast as a dessert. Like, you ain't got shit in your house. I'm like, I'm gonna put some honey and butter on this fucking toast. It's gonna be the best thing in the world. That's also some like hot boy shit.
Yeah. And you said vegan 7 years.
Yes.
That's
No.
fucking crazy. You said no? Why the fuck are you saying that?
No, thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. Okay.
That sounds like my own personal hell.
Have you found any like vegan protein powders that are actually good?
I think all the plant proteins taste like
Because
the earth.
They're like
you know how they taste earthy?
They're very chalky.
It's like I've never had a protein powder that wasn't vegan, so I can't compare it to like
That's
a whey
valid.
protein.
Okay.
I would
Pretty
guarantee you probably wouldn't like the taste of whey protein either. Because when you start drinking whey protein, you know how it has that aftertaste to it? You know when you start first drinking protein, bro, and you're like, it tastes like protein.
Protein, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And then you get used to it.
Yeah, like I don't even fucking notice anymore. To me, it tastes like fucking candy.
Chocolate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like, this shit good as hell. But fucking like...
Yo, shout out Vision. Chocolate candy bar protein. Code chicken.
Code Optimal.
You're a fucking bitch. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I got
That's
some pina colada pre-workout.
You seen that shit? The little chunks of shit in there. That shit's good. I do two scoops of it. It's
Yeah,
like
I do
it fills
too.
up this whole entire bowl. She's like, you eating all that?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Bro, I'm eating all that.
No, I didn't know if it.
It's so good.
No, because I can't even with my 100 grams of cereal and that's like 70 grams of protein powder with 2 scoops. Like I can't fit it in the Hailey mix.
Oh, no, I can't either.
So I have to put it in 2 separate containers, and then I'll eat some of the Rice Krispies to get them like lower, and then put the protein in. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, vegan's crazy. Do you think you don't find it hard to like find enough protein then? Like you're chilling.
No, yeah.
Okay,
I get my protein in.
that's what's up.
Like when I tracked.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't do that right now.
Okay.
but
Yeah.
when I was really on my shit, like last year around this, like a year and a half ago, when I was tracking every day, I was hitting like 120, 130 grams of protein.
That's pretty
at,
good.
Like 108 pounds.
Because what did you get up to last year? 'Cause last year you're
I was bigger
killing
than I
it.
am now.
That's what I'm saying. You're killing it.
I was
yeah.
112, but I'm like 109 right now. But I'm just like don't have much muscle.
No,
I was out of the gym for 8 months.
You gotta see them fucking triceps, dude. When she like squeezes her arm against her like lat, they just look crazy.
Yeah, tricep queen.
The tricep queen.
Tricep queen.
I gave you that name.
Did you?
I think I did.
I don't know.
I think I did because then I put it in my video. I was like posing with the tricep queen.
Perhaps.
You know. Everybody knew you had the triceps, but I just gave you that name. I gave him Mr. Optimal.
Stop.
I think I gave Mason the blonde swan too. I'll be coming up with the greatest names.
Stop.
He's good.
Oh, he's licking the pillow. I don't want him to lick this pillow.
Don't lick the pillow. Shit. Yeah, going vegan's crazy. I was gonna do a video where I kind of like was eating her shit, but then I was like, no, let me like actually make gains, you know?
I would not do that.
Do you want to get into like the like anxiety shit and like how that all happened or no?
Sure.
Has that been like an entire thing throughout your life?
Yes.
Like, and then it built up to like what happened last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of in a way.
Kind of in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where to start.
I'm about to say, so you've had like.
I've always had like anxiety. I have some like childhood traumas and shit.
Okay.
And like, you know, I come from like a poorer, more, I don't know, different childhood.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Poorer in terms of like, what do you mean, like money wise?
Yes.
Okay.
And like I don't come from money or like good family. I don't know how to say it. Like I don't know.
Okay. So you've had it growing up and stuff, and then
yeah. So I've like always had anxiety.
Was there like any like event that happened? Because obviously last year, around this time,
I could get into like the last year stuff.
Okay.
Because like I have OCD, which like a lot of people don't know what OCD is. They're like, oh, you like being clean.
Yeah,
You're
she's
so
gonna
OCD.
shit on you now. Cause
My shit's bad. I just don't show that shit to y'all because y'all would clown on me so bad.
Yeah. Get closer to the mic.
Like, I adjust this couch probably 300 times a day. Like, this shit right here, the crinkles, is giving me fucking anxiety right now.
Yeah, there's
like it's actually like it bothers me. But if I let it get to me, bro, it will fucking eat me alive. Yeah. So I have learned
then you'll just keep redoing it.
Yeah, and I have learned to let it go. That's why, dude. Like,
okay, so you have it.
But when I get stressed out, why do you think I freaked out on you about the fucking thing the other day, bro? Because I was already stressed. There was like 4 million things happening, and you went and closed that thing, and it was already pissing me off, and the thing fell, and it was just like, and I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like that shit, it bothers me, bro. But like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, good, yeah, because you always make the like the TikToks about when people say like.
Yeah, because people are like, oh, like if they like their room clean or like they like cleaning, they're like, oh, I'm so OCD. Like I need to have my room clean. I'm so OCD. But it's like you just like being organized. That's not OCD. OCD is repetitive.
I don't like cleaning. Exactly. I just have to because it makes me like I will fucking have an anxiety attack if I don't.
Yeah,
like,
that's like the perfectionism, maybe like the perfectionism OCD. There's a lot of different like
my pulse rate's up. I'm dead serious.
There's a lot of different like themes and variations and shit within OCD. So there's like the perfectionism thing. And shit like that. But like people who like enjoy doing stuff, like that's not OCD. When people make little jokes like, haha, like I like organizing this in like this color.
I'm so OCD.
Like,
okay,
no,
so
you're not. You're not.
Like
you're not OCD. OCD is like, it's kind of like, what the fuck? What's, not described. What's it called?
Schizophrenia.
No, don't even say that.
No.
Schizophrenic OCD.
Like a tick?
No, I'm saying no. OCD, the definition of like OCD is
obsessive compulsive disorder.
Yes, that's not that's the name of it, obsessive compulsive disorder. But it's repetitive, unwanted, intrusive thoughts resulting in compulsions that temporarily relieve anxiety from the intrusive thoughts.
100%. 100%.
So like I have like ARM OCD, sexual OCD, fear of schizophrenia, psychosis OCD, religious OCD. I've been through like so many different themes. I've had contamination OCD. So yeah, it's great. I love it. Anyways, so basically what happened, right? Should we go into that?
If you want, if it's up to you.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. Like I already posted stuff on my social media about it. Last year around this time, I just had a lot of like built up anxiety and I was constantly in fight or flight because I went through a really rough breakup a year and a half ago, February of 2022, that I just had like a lot of anxiety and I really couldn't cope with it. So it led to a really bad panic attack in April 20th of last year that made me feel like I was losing my mind and going crazy. I like dissociated so bad. I was probably on the verge of like in like a little bit of psychosis. So anyways, it brought upon my OCD symptoms again, which I always dealt with since I was younger, like doing compulsions and stuff. But it was like my anxiety was so heightened. It was so bad that I, for like, I don't know how to explain it. Basically, it just led me into a really bad OCD episode. OCD flare-up, if you will. And it got to the point that it was so bad that I couldn't function anymore. I stopped doing everything little by little. Then I got severely depressed because I was constantly doing compulsions. I would wash my hands, not because of contamination, but because in my brain, you've seen me. I had to do it yesterday, and I was like, don't make fun of me. When I have these intrusive thoughts, it makes me feel like dirty or like guilty for having them. So I have to wash them off and it feels like I'm washing the thoughts away, which makes no sense because it's not logical, but it is OCD. So I was at the point where, and I have a lot of other compulsions where I was washing my hands up to like 8 hours a day. They were cracking, bleeding. I couldn't stop because the constant repetitive intrusive thoughts like were like attacking me. Like they didn't stop. Like I was constantly like trying to fight off my thoughts. And I did a bunch of other compulsions too, all throughout the day. I wasn't able to eat or drink. My mom would have to feed me. Literally, like I lost 20 something pounds. I couldn't, I got to the point I couldn't trust myself anymore. Like I couldn't shower, and then I got severely depressed, and I just wanted to end it all because I was like, I couldn't get out of it. My OCD just kept getting worse and worse and worse. It was over like 6 months. So then I was ready to take my life in October of last year, or the year we just had. What is that, like 6 months ago? Yeah. And basically I signed myself into the mental hospital, and I went in there, and yeah, I finally got on better medication. Then I was in like an intensive outpatient program for like 10 weeks. And now I'm just in outpatient stuff. And yeah, I don't know.
So you were like dealing with it like extra from April to October?
So from April to October, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's why like I took a break from social media because I was doing so bad. I didn't lift. I couldn't go to the gym. I had like a fear of lifting too, because if my heart rate got up, it would feel close to like a panic attack or like dissociating. So I couldn't do it. Like I literally got to the point where I couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't even get out of bed because like I would have to do some type of compulsion. I couldn't shower because it would be hours long because I would just have to keep doing certain compulsions and shit like that because of my intrusive thoughts that just
so then
going.
October you go in there, and like could you like describe like what that did or like how that helped you?
So it was kind of traumatizing, especially like being like the only person in there with like OCD, because not a lot of people obviously know like what OCD really is. They think it's cute and quirky. So like, and they don't really understand the intrusive thoughts either. So I couldn't really tell any of the psychiatrists in there like what I was going through at the time. I just kind of like kept at a minimal, and they were really just dealing with my depression to make sure I don't take my life. They did start me on medication in there. But it was weird. Like it was like traumatizing, but at the same time I look at it as a place that's like can be helpful, at least the one I was at, because like it keeps you safe. It was just a lot of like people going through depression and being suicidal and stuff like that. There were some people that were like hear voices, and which scares the fuck out of me. And like this lady was in like a manic episode, but I don't know, you like you just like wake up, they're like breakfast, then you have to like go eat breakfast, then you have to like take your meds, then there's like groups throughout the day, and like you can't have your phone, you can't have like anything, like you can't have like I wouldn't be able to wear these pants because there's like laces on them and all that stuff.
Velcro for your shoes, Velcro for your laces.
Yeah.
Velcro for your shoes, Velcro for your laces. Couldn't have shampoo with alcohol in it, nothing like that. Lockdown, dog.
How long were you in there for?
6 days.
Okay, I thought it was like a longer.
No, if I went into like they wanted me in like a partial hospitalization program, like for OCD specifically, but it was like I couldn't afford it. But like a place like that is just for like, I don't know,
like a temporary.
It's just like a short term thing. They don't really help you that much, really. They just kind of get you on meds and try to stabilize you depending on like what you like need. Okay. But like I look at that as like one of the best things that's ever happened to me, because it got me on the meds I'm on now that like literally like saved me from like everything.
I think I said this to you before, or I asked you about it. So like long-term plan, like eventually would to be get off of everything and then just be like, is that how that shit works? Or is like some people like they're on it
some
forever?
Some people need it for like their whole life.
Okay.
For me, I'm not too sure. I am like on the highest dose of like things. So for me, I would like, after like a year of being on the medication, you like try to slowly come off of it and see how you're doing. So like I guess I'll see it in like a year if I slowly come off of it, see how I do, and then if like everything starts coming back, like my compulsions and like all that shit, and like I start doing like really bad, I'll probably just like have to stay on it, and then you could try again in another year and stuff like that. But some people are on it for their whole life. Some people just need it temporarily. I probably need it my whole life because like I've always struggled with shit like from a young age, so I think it's just ingrained in me.
Yeah, well, were you on anything before?
I tried medications. April. No, I wasn't. I tried to do the whole natural thing before because I was terrified to start medication. So I tried to do the whole natural shit. You know, I was in the gym. I still tried to like get back into the gym, but I was like kind of like stretching and like working out at home because I like had a lot of anxiety. You you know, I was trying to get in like more whole foods and stuff, doing the whole journaling, praying, going outside like first thing in the morning, going on walks, shit like that. And it just supplements like ashwagandha, like turmeric or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit, none of that fucking helped. I was so severe that like I was like it was at the point where like, you know, I almost took my life. So it was like I needed to get on medication, like actual medication, because the whole natural shit just wasn't enough for me. Yeah.
That's what's up.
You know, that's what's up.
You're just, I'm like sitting here like serious and you just laughing the whole time. I'm like, yeah.
Well,
like,
you know, you kind of have to.
I feel you. Oh, I'm proud of you because I've seen like the entire thing since last year.
Yeah.
Because you kind of went ghost, and I figured something was going on, but I don't think you answered me. I don't know if I even.
Yeah.
I thought I'd probably texted you a couple times, but I just didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. I thought you just went MIA. So.
Yeah, I was like doing good and stuff, and like no.
Yeah. I feel like you've never really talked about your shit because you've been through the same thing, kinda, in a way, or no? It's just like a. Or how long were you in? Because you were in the same place that she was.
I was in my shit for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Shit. So that's a lot longer. That's what I thought like it was going to be with you, too.
Bro, you gotta think, I was on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had the first week I was in, because I went into a drug-induced psychosis. So the first week I was in the detox psych ward of the rehab facility, which means that I was like where crazy people are, but they're also on drugs. Like people that have like schizophrenia from doing too many drugs, right? Like if you do too many psychedelics, that shit will fuck you up bad. So it's like I was in like that mixture. Then once I stopped kind of like, because after when you go into a drug-induced psychosis, like it kind of comes in waves. Like, dude, I would wake up in the middle of the night the first couple of days in there, and like apparently I'd be running around the facility like trying to get out of the windows. Like, this isn't the way out. Like fucking, I don't remember any of this, right? So like, this is also kind of why I don't like to talk about it. But fucking, I was in there for like the first 2 weeks, and then that shit calmed down, and it was more so just a matter of me detoxing, right? But my drug addiction was so bad, like I was tricking them fuckers when I got back to my senses the first like 2 weeks in there, bro. I would do push-ups and like hold my breath until I spiked my pulse rate, so they would have to give me a Xanax. So I would get high. I was getting high for like the first 2 weeks, bro. I remember doing push-ups one day, and I know you probably don't like to talk about this stuff, but it was like God hit me, bro. I was doing push-ups to spike my heart rate so I could get fucking high in rehab. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, dude, you're going to keep being here and doing this shit because you have a fucking problem. That is the first time I ever told myself. I was like, what are you doing right now, bro? Like, look where the fuck you're at. You almost just died. Now you're getting high again in fucking rehab. Like, grow the fuck up. And then from that moment on was when I was like, dude, I've got to get sober. So that shit, dude, like, again, and for me, I look at it as like, you can't know God until you see him as, you can't see God as like restorer or the person that saved you until you've been fucking broken. Like, you can't see him as savior until you felt like you can't be saved. So like that experience for me, even though like she says one of the worst things that ever happened to me, it's the turning point in my life that describes the single greatest moment where I chose right then and there to find faith. So like, again, they were talking in church the other week, like when Jesus died, he denies Christ, and that was his greatest moment of failure. But then after that, it becomes his greatest moment of triumph after all the things that he leans into and succeeds in after that. So for me, that moment of time in my life is the darkest yet lightest moment for me. It could have been the darkest moment, period, but I decided not to let it. And it's not even that I decided to, bro, because again, I didn't decide shit. Because if it was up to me, I'd still be getting fucking high. I still have urges, bro. Like when I get anxious, oh yeah, dude. I love fucking Xanax, dude. Like that shit is so fun to be on. And like I cannot, like, dude, when this furniture shit happened, like the first thing in my head, intrusive thought, I was like, dude, I'd love to get high right now because this shit is just stressing me the fuck out. Like, dude, and that's why I'm so big about the faith, because there's no way that any of this shit's up to me. Because if it were up to me, I'd still be getting fucking high. Personally. You know what I mean? Like, that experience for me, bro, like, again, I can't even begin to dive into how fucked I was. That's why I truly believe there's no way I saved myself, bro. Like, he saved me. Because there's no way that I pulled myself out of that on my own. Because that shit was fucked. You know what I mean? But, like, you choose. I also decided, like, I was not going to end up back there, bro. Because I was in there with, like, 30, 40-year-olds. Some of those fuckers have been in there 3 to 4 times. And you're like, dude, like, if I don't get a hold of this, dude, like, this is going to be me. And so you just got to make a choice, right? I made my choice a long time ago. Fuck that shit.
You're him. You're him because he's him.
Exactly.
That's how I think of it. I can't be him if he's not him.
That shit is, like, dude, going through shit like that is, again, it's like the video I was just watching. It's like, what does Christ mean to you? Like, think of it hypothetically. A man is dying on a cross, pins and needles through him, and he's happy to be doing it. So it's like meaningful suffering, right? Like, my suffering doesn't mean much if I continue to let it ruin me. But if I let it change me and become something better and allow myself to lean into, like, God and let it transform me into someone that can spread his word and, like, the power of how he can change you, then that's all that matters, right? It's meaningful suffering. It has to mean something. If it doesn't mean something, then you're just putting yourself through hell. And at the end, it's like, essentially, it's your choice. Again, like, we all have a choice to lean into him during shitty moments like that, or, like, run and hide. And I've done my running and hiding, and that shit exhausts me.
Yeah.
Like, my mental health, it's exhausting, bro, dealing with that shit on a daily basis. I'm sure you can relate. Literally to the point, like, where you're like I think Theo Vaughn said it, like, do you think I want to wake up every day and, like, I wake up sad most of the days, bro. I wake up crying. I don't like to say shit like that because people would hear that and they're like, what the fuck, you ain't got nothing to cry about? I wake up sad most of the days. You think I want to wake up like that? No, it's a very miserable existence most of the time. If I choose to let that define me, and I choose to, like, let it be the be-all, end-all, like, driver of my mindset, and I don't try to find, like, what I found in God, and, like, learning that, you know, I may wake up feeling that way every single day, but he knows how I feel. And if I just choose to, like, lean into him, I'll feel better. And I can truly say for myself, it works for me. Right?
I was just telling her, literally, like, I've been up and, like, happy, giddy, all this with her. And today I got back, like, and I'm just, like, relaxed. Like, you saw it. Like, I was just so emotional when I got back from church today. And I was just telling her, I'm like, there's no way that, like, me going into that building, all, like, hype, not, like, this morning, but just, like, the past couple of days I've been, like, all up and stuff. And I get out of that building, and then I'm just like at peace, or, like, just much more, like, relaxed and, like, emotional. Like, I don't think that's, like, just, like, a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go in there, like, I hear everything and I soak everything in, and then it's just like, I don't know.
If God didn't love you, entertain this thought. So, like, I'm sure there are moments in your, like, mental health where you're like, how did I even get through that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if God didn't love you, or if whatever you might want to believe didn't love you, then how would you even be able to get through all that shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a reason, like, we're all here. And again, the meaningful suffering part, it's hard to wrap your mind around because it fucking sucks. Like, I can still not comprehend, like, you know how many times I ask myself, like, why my friends died? That shit's terrible. You know how many times I ask myself why my other buddies had to, like, find my one friend who hung himself? You think about that and you're like, couldn't even begin to put a word on it. It's not my job to, right? It's my job to try to figure what I can out while I'm here, like for the rest of my days, and just make the most out of it. You know what I mean? And again, I can either choose to like let everything that's happened to me destroy me, or make it meaningful and try to uplift others with that, right?
Which I think you're doing a good job of. She made a separate TikTok. I don't know if you saw that, for like her mental health. Like she made like a mental health TikTok.
See, stuff like that's powerful.
Well, I don't know, this just reminded me of the tattoo I got, Mind Over Matter, because
Show them. It's actually a tough tat.
Yeah. I actually got this before I went through like this shit that I went through last year, because I've been through shit before. I actually am 4 years sober. I struggled with addiction, alcohol.
I didn't even know that either.
Yeah, that's why I'm sober. That's why I don't drink or anything.
You've never told me that, I don't think.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because people like to I technically didn't go through like AA or like go through any like rehab thing. I like did it like myself, which sounds, so people like to like invalidate it. But like I got to the point my senior year of high school, I was to junior year, senior year, I was blacked out drunk in my room every night by myself for over a year. I got myself into a lot of trouble, lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of people, almost dropped out of high school. Shit like that. And then I started getting horrible alcohol withdrawals. I would get like auditory hallucinations. I would have panic attacks, bug the fuck out. Shit like that. And then, you know, how would I, and really bad anxiety. And then I would just keep getting drunk to like take away all that. Cause I was super depressed throughout high school too. Like I always wanted to like, and like, I've been suicidal like all in high school and shit. It's not funny. I just get uncomfortable. So it's like,
your way to disassociate. You know,
yeah, it's not funny at all.
Believe me, like,
it's just hard to talk about. So I get emotional.
I understand like your habits a lot more than probably most people do, because yeah, like
that's why I wanted to have you all on together.
I make jokes all the time. Most of the time,
jokes too.
Most of the time on the podcast when I talk about me, like my past, I'm laughing. You'll notice that I'm like, oh, I used to do this, that, and the third, this fucked up shit, and then I'll laugh. I'll be like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, exactly.
Truthfully, I'm not proud of it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not, but it's my way of disassociating with how it makes me feel about myself, right? Because like in your head, again, it's like it almost makes you feel lesser, right? Because you feel like people judge you. You're like, oh, I have suicidal thoughts, and they're like, well, what's wrong with you? You have no reason to feel like that. And again, it goes back to the like me trying to explain to people. It's like, do you think I wake up every day and I'm like, I'm so happy to feel this way. Like I don't, you know what I mean? So when people are like, that's what I struggled with my parents. Like my parents just wanted me to stop doing drugs. It's like, dude, you don't realize why I'm getting high. Right? Like, it's like, there's an underlying,
trying to escape.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, do you think I want to wake up every day? Right. Like, I don't genuinely actively wake up every day. Like, just want to fucking escape all my emotions. Nah, like it's a like a curse almost. Yeah. But trying to tell people that, and when they don't understand it, and then again, it's not like they even invalidate it. They just make it seem not even real. It's not even like invalidating. They're just like, what? Like, you don't have any way to, you don't have any reason to feel like that. You're fine. Like, shush almost. And it's like, and then especially when you're younger, like hearing shit like that, you're like, oh, I'm fine. Okay, I don't have any reason to feel like this. Right. I'll just be quiet. And then that's when it starts to get worse, right? So then your habit becomes like every time you bring it up, you just disassociate because you feel like nobody's going to fucking understand anyways. Yeah. It's shitty.
And that's why annoying. I don't talk about, like, that's why nobody knows that I'm like sober 4 years. Like, nobody really knows that.
No, they do.
Now they do. But that's why, yeah, so with my tattoo, Mind Over Matter, when you were talking about, what were you saying just before, like looking at your past, like, I don't know.
I can either decide to, like
how you look at things. Like, that was my, like, thing, forgetting, like, Mind Over Matter, like, after going through all that shit. Like, I got this at 18. I actually got this before I got sober, but I've been through, like, a lot of shit before that, you know, dealing with, like, suicidal thoughts, like, depression, OCD, like, all in high school. That I would try to drink it away and all that shit. But I got Mind Over Matter because I was like trying to, now I'm like getting ahead of myself because it's like how I look at it. Am I going to look at it as the worst experience of my life, or am I going to look at at it as like, wow, look at the strength that I have, that I was able to get through all that I've been through. That's like how like I like try to look at things, like going through so much.
And that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's like
But I try to remind myself
people forget that it has to be a constant.
every day.
It's a not even like
Every second.
Yeah, like every time an intrusive thought happens. See, I would venture to say my OCD is more like anxiety of my past.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
So like almost every time I think about like the shit I used to do or start talking about it, like I go fix the couch or wash my again. When you said the washing your hands thing, I was like, I wash my hands like 100 times a day. I'll literally go like and
because it temporarily brings down the anxiety around it.
Literally,
and it balances it out, it neutralizes it.
The amount of fucking paper towels I throw away for no fucking reason, Jesus Christ. No,
I was saying that. I was like, bro, you need to get a towel.
Like that's serious. Like it's unhealthy, but like it's almost like every time I have an intrusive thought that brings me a level of uncomfortableness with myself. It's not even like, oh, I want this to be fixed. Right. It's like, okay, something's bothering me. Let me go fix this
and then it neutralizes.
Yeah, because now I forget about it. So, but people, it's like every 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
You got to be like, okay, you're not a piece of shit. Like you're good. You know what I mean?
You're good.
But then it's almost like you have to bring up examples to yourself because it's harder to just tell myself like, oh, I'm okay. I'm not like, don't feel this way. I have to almost like reason with myself, like compare myself, like look where you were and then look where you are now. Right. Like,
yeah,
again, it's so much easier said than done. And I feel like not to take away from the mild anxiety that most people have.
Right.
Because I feel like it's a problem with the young generation now is almost everybody has like anxiety, depression. But let's put it this way. Like the kid who posts on his Facebook or Twitter wall about being suicidal isn't suicidal like that. Like, cause you don't want attention like that when you're down bad like that. Like I never once called someone in high school when I was fucking pilled out playing Russian roulette with my 32 special, bro. Not once did I call anybody. Because I just didn't fucking care, right? So how dark it can get at moments when you have such bad mental health, genuinely, I don't think people can level with you unless they've been there.
Yeah.
And it becomes super frustrating trying to talk to fucking people that don't get it because they'll be like, dude, I understand. And I'm like, but you don't, right? Like, and then when you try to, that's why I'd never listen to my parents, like, or anybody that I felt like didn't understand where I was coming from. They tried to give me advice. I'd immediately be like, I don't fucking care because you genuinely can't level with me. And until you realize that, one, also, everybody doesn't have to be on your level to give you positive advice. That's a big thing I've learned is like, just because they might not fully understand where I'm coming from doesn't mean they don't care. And what they might have to say can't be positive towards me. But it's also good to like be able to sit with somebody that's been on that level and hear what they have to say, even if you don't like it. And that's the hard part, right? Like the person that sponsored me when I got out of rehab was like my dad's best friend, and he had been terrible about drugs and stuff, just like me. And when I say that, when he would just say things and it would make sense, and you'd be like, it's just nice to have somebody that understands you. And you're like, because instead of them being like, just stop, they're like, dude, I get it. Like, I get it, but you can't do that, right? That is such a better way of understanding and like trying to correct it than just like, you shouldn't feel that way. Yeah. Why do you feel that way?
Just be happy.
Yeah, like, why do you feel that way? You shouldn't feel that way. It's like, dude, fuck you. I've tried to tell you here for the past 30 minutes that I don't want to feel this way. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm a piece of shit. I keep telling
Ben,
it's all in your head.
And I'm not
Ben keeps going, it's all in your head, you're good.
But
I'm like,
I'm not trying to make you feel, I'm like, not to take away from you as a person, bro. Me and Ruben have talked about this sometimes when I get emotional talking about certain things, and you're like, yeah, bro, like just stop. It's like, I get it, dude, but you've never been through shit like that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I don't know what to fucking say, dude.
I get it. Well,
so like,
I understand.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a bad person, but it also, you got to understand that like trying to give somebody advice from that point of perspective, they're not gonna be very
That's why I don't really give advice. I just like say something like to make it
I
like.
feel like things that like people could say that just more like comforting things, like you like, or like I'm proud of you, or like you're doing great, or like something like that. I feel like if like you don't know what to say, because like my mom, like she hasn't been through like the depth of like, or at least that I know of.
It almost feels like they're like, I'm trying to think of what the right word is, like patronizing me. You know what I mean?
I don't know what that means.
It's like you're not taking it seriously.
Oh yeah,
that's what it makes you feel like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Genuinely, I know he doesn't feel that way.
Ben tries. I know.
Yeah, like I know he doesn't mean it that way, but like even if you were talking to some random family member, like if I were talking to like, I love my uncle to death, but when I first got sober, like, that fucker just did not get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he called me in rehab and you could tell he even meant well. He was like, I expect greatness out of you. Like, just get better. It's like, bro, what the fuck?
If it was that easy,
just get better. Bro, what? Like, dude, okay, I'll just get better. Send me a fucking postcard while you at it. Shit.
Well, from outside perspective, like me, for example, because my thing is, I'm not trying to make it like worse.
You've never been through a level of trauma that has given you some type of terrible mental health that you can't escape.
Yeah, like when she was you weren't like tripping out, but you were just like, I was just trying to be like you're good. Like I'm just trying to make it.
I'm like I'm anxious. You're like, no, you're good. Like you're good. And I'm like, no, I'm like, oh, I'm anxious.
With that, it's more like you got to be like, how can I help you right now?
Yes, there you go. Yes.
Like
what can I do to make you feel
like
better?
what can I do to like curb this anxiety right now? That like, dude, I try so hard. You notice when I get fucking quiet, one of the other days when the screen thing happened was one of the one times I've yelled at you, bro.
Yeah.
And usually I don't lose my shit around y'all like that because I'm good at controlling it, bro. But like, that shit happens to me more often than not, where I'd be wanting to be like, fuck you. Just because I can't, like, I get fucking overstimulated, bro. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to fucking lose it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the reason I don't do that, I don't get mad at y'all, is because I know that, like, it's not your fucking problem.
Like, you mean well.
Yeah, like, it's my problem. I've been dealing with this my whole fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of times, dude, I used to be I didn't have friends in middle school and shit like that because I was the kid who had fucking like weird problems like that. I was OCD. It was just, like anxiety, shit like that. Like, I only started being cool when I started having parties and fucking selling drugs in high school.
It's just crazy how that shit works, bro. Because like I was the same thing in high school, bro.
Fucking
like,
blows my mind, dude.
It's just, well, I mean, it's also high school, so it's a bit different. But like, it's like you weren't shit in high school unless you like threw parties. Like literally,
unless you could do something for somebody.
Yeah, like if you were like the
unless somebody could use you,
quarterback on the football team, and you had like the clout at a school, or you threw parties where you had like the clout of like having the biggest gatherings and bringing like everybody together. And
I was
shit.
like known as the party girl.
Yeah.
Even though like I was clearly going through shit, but it was like hard to see to others. They just thought I was like the fun party girl, and I actually had like one of my best friends who, after we graduated, we went to the same college, but I was sober then, and she actually like stopped being my friend. And the only like explanation I could think of is that I got sober and I'm not fun anymore.
You know what they told me in rehab? If your common denominating factor behind any relationship is drinking or drugs, like where is your relationship, right? And that's not on you. That's basically on both of y'all. And if they choose to not find common ground after you stop making those habits a part of your life, peace the fuck out.
Yeah.
I think it's like if you can do like anything together, maybe not like anything, but like a lot of shit together, like that's when you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like we could do anything together and film it, and motherfuckers are gonna be all over it. We go to the gym, all that. We filmed a YouTube video yesterday, me and you. That's gonna be funny.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
it's gonna be funny.
Where did my phone go?
Your dog kicked it. What was I saying? Oh, the party thing.
Yeah,
because high school. No, you're chilling. Because, I mean, compared to like how I am now, bro, like, it's like I would throw these parties, and it's like I wanted all the attention, and like I wanted all like the clout of like throwing the parties and shit. But like at the parties, I would kind of like, I would be on the aux, so I'd play music and shit. like in terms of like what I wanted to do with like my entire life, like I had no clue. Like I was just almost like I was like lost. But I thought just like having the clout and like throwing these parties, like, yeah, it was fun and shit, but like I was just like, I feel like I was lost. I didn't know where I wanted to go. You know, and I would kind of use like these big parties to like mask that. You know.
No, I completely get that. Nobody want to hang out with me when I was in middle school, and then all of a sudden people was allowed to come over to my house and buy weed, and I was allowed to let people drink in my house, and everybody wanted to be in my fucking house.
Yeah.
And that made me feel good. Because when it went from, I grew up in a very, very rich town, not very rich. Like growing up, bro, I'd invite kids to my house, and they'd be like, "Your TV isn't as big as the TV at my house. We don't want to come over here."
Oh no.
Bro, I hated that shit as a younger kid, bro.
Oh, dude.
It's like, all right, bro, how about I smack the fucking shit out of you, bro?
I was about to say, that's how you get in a fight real quick.
Fuck, bro. Fuck you. Little bitch-ass motherfucker. You got a movie theater room.
Well, that was all, that was
house,
like
bro.
every single other kid in my Catholic school.
Bro,
that's
like,
why I left that shit.
I went to a Catholic school.
Yeah, I did.
I could not fucking stand shit like that, bro. Like,
It's just like how kids are raised. It's like,
bro,
terrible.
like, so then you go from having the house that people don't really want to be at to having the fucking house that now everybody wants to be at.
Yeah.
I can actually relate to that a lot because like growing up like poor, and I have a lot of siblings, like I say poor, but like I don't know, we were on food stamps. There was like,
it's not like you're dirt poor, like you didn't eat, but it's like I grew up around people
I
that
didn't
like
have cable TV. Like I didn't know what Disney Channel was, Nickelodeon. Then I would go to my friend's house and they would have Disney Channel, and they would be talking about all these shows, and I had no idea what it was. And I was like, oh, this is like so cool. And I tried to fit in so much, but like I didn't have any of that shit, or like all like fast food. Like I never had fast food, never had like out to eat, none of that stuff. And like I always saw everybody doing all that stuff, and it was like,
I go to people's houses. They have a pantry.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
they would say the word pantry, and I'm
Holy
like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, what is a pantry?
I have a drawer. And it's got our cereal, our oatmeal, and maybe like one little snack thing that my mom bought from the grocery store. Pantry. Do you got a whole closet full of snacks, my boy?
Yeah, like if people had Oreo,
Holy
now I love
fuck.
Oreos, but if like they had Oreos, like I would only have the off-brand like ShopRite like cookies, like the cheap stuff that you could get with the food
Great
stamps.
value, dog.
But then I saw people with actual Oreos and like actual like Doritos. I was like, no way. Like I never ate that shit. I was like, y'all got this.
RC
you guys are
Cola.
rich.
RC Cola. If I ever got any like, my dad was a health freak, so I never got any of that shit anyways. But if I ever did, it was always Great Value brand.
See, like from like a view where like I wasn't really like ever like down tremendous with like how I grew up. Like I never had any like events. Like I almost really, like I know you guys, I'm sure it's probably like I wish it didn't happen, but for me I almost wish like it did happen, or like something happened where I could come out of it like stronger in a way, because I feel like when you have everything just like plan out like accordingly, it's like good, but it's not like you feel like you haven't really gone through a lot of shit, and you can't really like.
Suffering.
That makes sense.
Suffering builds character.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I feel like some people, I don't know why, this is just like a weird thing that I have. Sorry, I interrupted you, I think.
You're good.
Okay. Like some people like have that
I do it to Ben all the time.
where like they can go through like, not that they have it easier, but just different. Like it's either like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I have friends that like a lot of friends are like come from a good house, they go to school, they go to college, they have the job, they get this paid for, they get the corporate job, they get married, they do like, some people like just have the life that they can just do like, you know, in order. And then I feel like there's the other side of like where people like, you know, I dropped out a few times. I'm trying to go to school. Like, I've been through this shit. This shit interrupted my life. Like, that's why you asked me what my 5-year plan is or whatever. I don't fucking have one. Do you think in my fucking past 5 years?
When did I ask you that?
You asked me at like, or not 5-year plan. You asked me like the next couple of years or whatever when we were at the beach.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like what, like my like.
You don't even know.
I don't know because I'm like,
yeah.
I didn't have plans last year to go through what I went through that completely changed my life. It's like I constantly am going through shit that it's like, which sucks. But it's like I don't think that far ahead because like I don't fucking know. Like,
no. Like I feel like with me, like I just haven't went through a lot of shit, but like I work fucking hard, but I just often feel like fucking spoiled and like I don't really deserve what I have, which is hard sometimes.
I guess that's like the other side of it.
Yeah. That's why I just say I give it all to God, bro, because I feel like I don't deserve it, and I just fucking do it for Him, bro. Real shit. I don't know. But I appreciate all my chicken and ricers, though. That shit's awesome. Fucking love y'all. It's just crazy, like, how, like, oh, dude. Social media has changed everything. For all of us, probably. Like, fuck.
I think this sums it up a little bit better than, like, our whole entire conversation. This whole thing sums it up a little bit better, just the beginning of it.
And when I look at Christ on the cross, I think, is that a joyful man? As he bleeds out and dies on the cross for humanity, is that man joyful? And I think the answer is yes, that even in his suffering, that's what Christ represents for me. Meaningful suffering.
I'm telling you, chase after the Lord's heart. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to resist sexual desire. The devil wants us to think we're these little prissy boys with no power. No, in the name of Jesus Christ, I rip that demon off of you, and you're not giving in to sexual morality. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ.
You don't know if there's hell? No. You will when you get there.
The audacity to claim that they believed in God. If they examined the way they lived.
Is that Jordan Peterson?
Yeah, dude, I love that, dude.
His voice is just so, like, distinguishable. I was just telling her on the way here, because I know she doesn't really want to get, like, too deep into religion. But, like he said, that shit hit. Oh, you don't know if there's hell? Well, wait until you fucking get there. Like, what? That's crazy. So I was just telling her on the way here, I was like, even if God isn't even real and like none of this religion shit is really, just die and I'm not gonna live my life in regret that I didn't live it the way that I wanted to and the way that God wanted to, so that if I do die and I'm going to hell because I just did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. Like I'm gonna live my life trying to as best I can, because obviously we all fuck up and shit. We all sin and shit, but like I'm gonna live my life the best I can to please Him. And at the end of the day, it makes you even like a better person. So like, what's like the downside to it? You know what I'm saying?
I can tell you from somebody who's lived on the other side of like, I am my own God and I make everything happen for me, and then now living on this side of like having complete and utter faith. I'm safer in my own mental health and my own sanctity, believing in God. I'm a better person. Better things happen for me. I feel better about myself. Not all the time. Like I said, I wake up most of the time sad. But just like they said in church today, or they say in that TikTok, Matthew McConaughey says, the one thing about if you believe in God is if you got God, you do have a friend who understands and knows you and cares about how you fucking feel. And I swear to God, just thinking of it that way makes it so much more comforting. When I feel like I'm fucking alone and nobody understands me, I can genuinely get on my knees and pray and feel like He understands me. And that's changed my life for the better. And if I could genuinely give that to anybody that can't obtain that feeling, like if I could give that to you to make you feel that, just to bring that weight off of your shoulders, I would. And that's why I talk about it, because it's powerful.
Hello. I said, that's why.
It's doing it again.
Fuck.
We got to get new stuff. No, don't. I can hear it when it gets into place. You just.
Hello.
Yep. Don't move it again.
All right. That's why I invite so many people to church. You texted Mason. I invited him last week. I don't know if you texted him or if he just like showed up from me telling him last week.
He texted me at 7 this morning. He said, "What time's the service?" I said, 9:15. Be there. It's right across from Boathouse.
Yes, sir. That's what's up. I tried to get you to come. Tried.
Don't make her feel bad.
I'm not making her feel bad. Cause you talk about your.
She'll come when she's ready, right?
Could you explain the religious intrusion? Whatever. What was that? OCD.
I don't feel comfortable explaining that
Oh, okay.
well. Like I can, but like.
You don't want to be like.
A lot of people won't really understand it and might come off wrong.
Okay.
So.
That makes sense.
But basically, I have religious OCD, and my avoidance behaviors, my compulsions. I have avoidance behaviors of anything that has to do with like religion, because I have religious intrusive thoughts that I don't want in my head, and I feel guilty.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Well, that was really deep for a long time right there. Do you want to talk about Eubank or no?
I don't care.
I was about to say, I feel like we got to talk about that. If we haven't heard on the pod, we got to.
That's fine.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Okay.
I
what are like some like
I hate to
controversial?
even try to sound like this, bro, but like I don't like. We do this for a living, so I don't look at any of these people that are more successful than us as like.
Well, I just wanted to make sure it was cool with her because I don't.
I
obviously
don't even see why
we're
like,
well past that shit.
Yeah,
but like I'm
yeah.
just saying,
Like
I was just gonna.
if she's cool with it, then it's cool.
Because my
right?
thing is, you probably still get the fucking comments
Yeah, not
about him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Like,
Yeah.
if I post anything that has to do about relationships, is that the right word? Anyways, they automatically go to him, even though I've been in like 2 other different situationships/relationships since.
See, my thing is,
So like they'll be like, "Oh, you can't get over him," and I'm like, "Bruh,
like
this is
yeah.
over." Like that was over a year ago.
Like last year and even now, like I guarantee I post our gym vlog.
Oh my goodness!
And
They're
like there's gonna be
"Oh, Alex is."
Top comment will be like, Alex is better.
Yeah.
Alex is this. Alex is that. And it's just like, I
I'm
mean,
not trying to do like.
good for him, but like
Have cool, but yeah, motherfuckers just meat riding.
That's
bro.
the thing. It's like the fact that he has people that ride him that hard is insane.
Cool for him, bro. It don't make to see shit like that, bro. To me, I will never, ever, 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 like look up to him for that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't make me. I'm not trying to be a dick. If you're ever gonna watch this, bro. But like, you are you, and I am me, and you are no better than me, and I am no better than you.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking care.
And I don't know him personally, so I don't know how he acts in terms of like if he has like an ego with that shit. But I know a lot of people with his like following and shit. They
People
get
like
that
that
fucking
are
ego.
annoying. You got people like that. They'll be in my shit, be like, Ben looks better than you. And I'm like, dude, you guys are like, do you want to go suck Ben's cock? I hang out with him all day. Would you like to trade places with me for a couple hours so you could ride his meat?
It is crazy though, but it's just like I don't know. Like
you know the kid in high school that tried to hang out with you too much? That was like way too about hanging out with you? Like tries too hard?
Yeah.
Like tries way too hard? Those are the people that comment that shit.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's like on my end, or if you had people in other, there's a difference between like meat riding and then like defending, right? Because like I think it's cool to have people that will like go and like defend you and other people's like.
Well, I don't think you've ever mentioned him in a video or mentioned like, you know what I'm saying? So what is the point of a comment being like Alex is better? Alex.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even follow him. I've never
dude,
spoken to him. I've never made like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
say that out loud to me, like in a fucking. Alex is better.
Yeah, like if you see me and Hailey walking down the street and
Alex is better, I'd be like, dude, okay, Alex is better. Well, I don't know what we're talking about.
yeah, like we're just walking down the street, bro. Like who's Alex?
If we were arguing, you're like trying to insult me. You're like, well, Alex is better. I'd be like, dude, you just lost the fucking argument right there.
And I'm sure like you probably still get this shit, but you've just gotten over it. Like they're gonna keep fucking doing it, and it doesn't bother you anymore.
No,
probably
because I'm like, y'all
It's,
got
it's
nothing
like
better to do.
it's like a 15-year-old boy.
I know,
probably.
I know. They're just jealous that I
Probably
gave
like
him
goes
and
to your
they didn't.
Instagram and like maybe beats off to it later or something like that, dude. Like, Alex is better. Hailey. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Oh fuck.
People
People
are lame.
It is gonna be interesting to see though what the comments say, like if there is any of that shit.
Well, on here?
No.
On our gym vlog?
Yeah.
There will be.
Like on TikToks and shit.
100%.
TikTok, yeah.
100%. Even when I get on shit and I'm way more bigger and fucking, not to compare me to him, but like it's the same thing. It'll be the same thing. I could be fucking C-bum and they'd still say Alex is better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because fucking they have this fucking image of him as like this fucking higher up thing, and he's, I don't know.
That's something I will never understand. not that I find it weird, because I don't want to offend anybody by saying I find it weird, but like I never in my life have ever like looked up to somebody or like thought of
Like idolized a regular person.
idolized anybody, even a celebrity. Like I've never idolized anybody. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a weird trait that I have, but like I cannot name one person I've been like, oh my gosh, like this person, like I love them.
Yeah.
Like I will never understand that.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Like
And
that
it's even
weird?
me when people come up to me, I almost like feel like I could be friends with the ones that are just like really cool about it and are like, yo, like I see your shit, like I fuck with it.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones like, no offense to y'all, I love all of you obviously, but like there's other people that are like so much more ecstatic.
Like,
and
oh
like they
my
see
gosh,
me,
it's Ben Sag.
and most of the time when they're like that and they come up to me, I'll say something like, bro, like I'm a regular guy. Like you're a guy. I'm just a guy who makes like gym videos and shit, right? And I'm like yeah, I'm trying to inspire you and shit. And if I could have impacted you that much to be that excited, then like awesome. Like that's my goal with my shit, right? But like at the end of the day, you need to realize that I am no better than you are.
Right.
I'm also a human being, and I work hard at what I do, and I've built whatever I've built. And you can do the same fucking thing, bro. You could easily do the same thing. And people need to realize that. And that's not even just me. That's anybody you look up to. They could be as big as the fucking Rock, bro. The Rock came from the ground up. His story's insane too. But regular person, worked hard, got to where he is now. You could do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. You get what I'm saying, though? How the people that... Some people come up to you, they're, like, super relaxed, like, yo, I like your shit. And then there's others that are like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Same thing with people that just try too hard, bro.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely and thankful, but, like, I'm just me, bro.
Yeah. I feel that.
If I, like... Genuinely, I'm not even that entertaining, I feel like. So it's like I just posted and it worked out for me one day.
Your educational...
Honestly, I can't genuinely hate to sound like this. It's just like God had this unplanned for me, bro. So like, and I can be thankful for that.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I think the biggest turning point for me was when I moved here.
So figure it out.
I was in high school lost and shit, like what I was just saying, and then we moved here for college, and then I was by myself. I think that it gave me the strength. Anything to add, Hailey? Nothing? All right. It was a lovely pod. Got pretty deep. Code Chicken on all your stuff. Young LA. We got the new Young LA shorts on. We got the bandana shorts.
I love you, boss.
They're tough. Code Optimal. What's your code on shit?
Helix code optimal.
Oh, Haley's got a
I
Helix.
think
Flex
I
Pro
got
meals.
a Meal Mix. I asked them if it still worked. They didn't.
Flex Pro meals code optimal. Vision code optimal.
Or you could use Code Chicken on all those. We have all the same shit basically, but he does not
Except
have
for
Young
Young
LA.
LA.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah. Chicken Rice Clothing. New shit coming soon. I'm doing tank tops, mesh shorts, and a new oversized tee. It's been your boys. We out of here. Peace. Your boys and girl. Whatever.